Hey there, Rise to the Next Level community, and welcome out to our Facebook Live. I haven't been on live in a while, so I hope you're able to join in because this will be very valuable to you as we go through some of this beautiful information all about manifesting what you want and those 4 easy, simple steps that make manifestation consistent, predictable, and focused and efficient. So if you're here, just go ahead and give a quick like here on the Facebook Live to let me know that you're here. As we talk about manifestation, manifestation is a beautiful thing. And it's quite cliche nowadays. Law of attraction, law of vibration, manifestation. Most people know about this stuff by now, or at least heard of this stuff and maybe think it's a certain thing that it's truly not. So today we're going to be going through some ideas and transformations and systems to help you start gaining what you want truly and actually moving forward in 2020 with the results that you are looking for. So again, as people are joining in here, see about 5, 6, 10, 12 people here. Great. Go ahead and give me a quick like on here or just say hello in the comment box so I can see who's here. Okay, it looks like Vladimir, Ryan, Angela, Kelly, Ryan, Kalani. Beautiful. Hi, Ryan. Good to see you. Jeanette, good to see you as well. Looks like Matthew, Edgar, great. Okay, so if you're just joining, I was just asking everyone to say hello just so I could see who's on here. I always like to make these things very personal. So first and foremost, if you have some notes in front of you, that would be a great thing to have because all this information and content, when you write it down, you start to really ingrain it in who you truly are. You start to really move these things forward. A little, too much to remember just by thinking about it and listening to it. Okay, great. Okay, let's get rocking and rolling here. So manifestation, first thing that you want to remember and write down is it's not magic. This is the thing that got me for so long. I was listening to a lot of Abraham Hicks material. I watched all of their videos on YouTube, listen to all of Bob Proctor's videos and spiritual teachers, and it felt like manifestation to me was popping things out of thin air. It seemed like I should have been able to, if I put it out there, rockets of desire, or I'm in the vortex, as Abraham calls it, I should be able to have these things just, I wake up and my world's changed. Or if I visualize, I'm seeing something in my mind and boom, I should be able to just say, whoa, it's there. The $1 million I was just thinking of, it should be right on my table. And I had this false image of what manifestation was, and it was messing me up. It was very frustrating, very irritating, because I thought I was doing the process. I knew this information. I believed in the power of us being able to manifest what we truly want, but I didn't clearly understand what was going on and what was holding me back from the results. So one of the biggest things that shifted my mindset, and I was talking to Bob about this, Bob Proctor that is, he was helping me shift my idea of what manifestation truly was. He said, Scott, all things in this world are manifestations. The moment we're here on this Facebook Live is a manifestation. The people that are in your life, the things that are happening in your life are all manifestations, whether a positive thing or whether a not so positive thing. We've attracted this by unconscious beliefs and conscious beliefs that maybe we didn't know about or maybe we did, whatever that is. But all these things around us are all manifestations. And he said things don't pop out of thin air, but rather come through a natural process. And then I also partnered up with Neville Goddard. Some of you know who Neville Goddard is. But one of the books here, I love. It's one of my favorite books on the planet. It's called Power of Imagination. It's not an actual book by Neville Goddard. It's the treasury of all of his books. And you can get this right on Amazon. It's called The Power of Imagination. Very thick book. It's like a little Bible. But basically, Neville Goddard talks about this stuff, and he says that this stuff is not magic. As long as you're using your fourth dimensional side and thinking fourth dimensionally, and you start to fuse with your desire by seeing end scenes in your mind, you will eventually get the thing pulled towards you, the thing that you do want. So I hope to shine a lot of light on this Facebook Live here and now tonight, because if you really listen into some of the ideas that we have here and the steps that we're going through, you're going to be able to win, and you're going to be able to win big. And I don't want to provide any false promises. I'm not going to say $1 million is going to be on your table tomorrow. Though you can activate the things, series of events, people, and opportunities, new clients and customers to start approaching you, to start seeking you out in order for you to fulfill that financial destiny or anything else that you're looking to do. Okay, so let's get rocking with a couple of steps here. So if you have some notes ready to go. I'm going to actually type some of this into the comment box. And if you didn't see it earlier, we have a new program out. It's called Manifestation Accelerator. It's taking all of these ideas, all of this information, and boiling it down into a step-by-step structure and process. I would get started in it right away. It's $50 a month, less than a cost of a dinner. I've never done anything like that before, so low on the financial scale. But I wanted to find somewhere where I could help everybody. All of you know me, at least most of you do. Excuse me. And I always want to be very genuine with the stuff that we put out. I've never believed in selling people into like 100 programs and launching a new program every month and never fixing the old ones and just having people buy all this stuff. I've never been that way, and I never will be. I've always wanted to put out something that's really awesome. And I know sometimes people want, we want coaching. You just lack the finances, or you really want to get into something, but you might not have $1,000 to put down the first payment. And I get that because I was there as well. And when I was in that time period, I wanted something smaller to somebody help me with some system, something that would help me move things forward with a low financial investment. That's why this Manifestation Accelerator is here. I would get enrolled right away. Again, it's $50. There's no risk. If you don't like it, it's not going to happen that you're not going to like it. But if for some reason you don't, you just click one click there and it's canceled and it's done. You're going to be blown away by the content, though. I've spent hundreds of hours systemizing this. And then just in the last month or two, some of you know me very well personally, some of my family and friends around here. I've been working at this thing for months just to put down the right content, think through exactly what you need to have to manifest what you want. Some of my clients have used it to earn 20 grand in a day, and they weren't even close to that. And they were only doing this process for 11 months. Some of them earned and brought in $250,000 within just a few months. Now that's preposterous. That seems ridiculous. It sounds like I'm lying, and but this stuff happens when you're in the right place, you're in the right feeling, you're in the right vibration, things start to move. I'm not saying that's going to happen to you, but even if you just earn an extra $500 a month, I'm guessing that would change your life, your family's life, and really start to provide the message that you want to bring to this world. So I hope you see this program is very genuine. You're going to absolutely love it. I have a couple of welcome videos at the very start to help you get into the right structure and the right direction. And then in the first module, it's called 1A, Magnificent World. It's over 35 minutes long. But I show you in step-by-step content what to do. I provide the PDF action items and then the plan. And the coolest part about it is not too much. It's not overloading. So you do the one content video, and then 7 days, which would be next Friday, you get module number 1B, which I'm putting 2, but it's your second module, but it's 1B. And then we go up like a staircase, and then we apply more, and I provide this manifestation content. The exact stuff I provide in my high-ticket clients, 10 to 20 to $30,000 clients, it's in this system. You just don't get me personally. So you could get huge results from it. And I couldn't be more excited to bring it to you because it's really that good. I don't mean that in an ego way, of course. I just mean, the stuff in there has changed my life so dramatically. Living in a penthouse in Miami, Florida, living the quality of living that I want to. Definitely wasn't magic. It was a lot of hard work and a lot of stuff that came with this, but mix the right manifestation process and the activation of what you want with the hard work, and boom, it just starts to happen and unfold. So I want your 2020 year to be something so magnificent, something so wonderful that you look back at this year and you say, it was the year for me. It was that great year. You got everything that you wanted. And it starts today. It starts in mid-January here, 2020, not waiting until springtime. So I know there's a lot said there, but it's near and dear to my heart for this program because I put everything I had into this, all the years of experience and all working with hundreds of clients by now who've gotten amazing results, just put into an easier system for you to get into. And very thankful to bring this. I'm very blessed to be able to do this and bring it to you. So the enrollment link's right there. A lot of you already joined in. I saw all the emails coming through today. But at the very top there, you'll see it's like that little bit.ly shortened link. It's manifest-with ease. And you'll be able to click that. You'll be able to see everything that's included. I've already mentioned a lot of it. You'll see a quick video. You don't even need to watch the video if you don't want to because I'm here live with you explaining it. But the quick video will explain some things for you as well. And then just boom, put in your information and you're good to go. Okay. Coolest part is you'll get all the emails content within 2 minutes. So by tonight, you can start changing manifestations and activating what you want right away. It's pretty awesome. Pretty cool how everything is automated And we live in that day and age in the internet world, if you will. So, okay, let's get rocking here. So I'm going to put into in the comment box there, step number 1, just so you have that ready to go. And I just put the enrollment link again, just so you can click that, hopefully pretty easily. Okay, great. So let's go ahead into step number 1. And step number 1 is decide on what you want very clearly and in detail. So I put the steps in the comments. Since I'm not going to show you anything visual, I want to have you be able to take notes, but not need to come back to all these steps and forget about what we were doing here. So step number 1 is not a brain buster. All of you know this. You need to decide on what you want, and it's got to be very clear. I've done it in my life where I thought I was very clear on something, and then I come to find out something happens, or physical things move forward in a direction that I didn't even think. And I'm like sitting here, I didn't mean to manifest this thing, though I look back and I wasn't clear enough on really what I wanted. So if we go back to Think and Grow Rich here, that's fundamental number 1 in the book of the 13 principles to getting rich, not just financially, but in your life. He talks about burning desire. And most of you have read Think and Grow Rich by now, of course. It's kind of like that first book that most of us go through. So desire is chapter 2, and the starting point of all achievement is desire. And he talks about it right here in this version of the book, Think and Grow Rich. Okay. It's on page 22. But he talks about getting a definite chief aim in life, making sure that's crystal clear, the quantities, the qualities, the characteristics of the financials that you want, the business that you want, the things you want to manifest. Oftentimes we're a little vague. We just want more money. We just want more happiness. We just want certain people or certain business partners attracted into our life, or certain clients. We just want clients, right? But then we get the client and then we're like, damn, I would actually like this ideal client rather than this one, right? So what you want to do is decide on what you want and put these into present tense statements. I now have, I now received, I now am. If you want to manifest some new beliefs and confidence and different things about yourself, put it into a present tense statement as if you already have it. Now, a lot of you, again, you already know that. You've heard of this stuff before, but that's a fundamental step number 1. And you put it in the present tense because we'll talk about this very deeply in the membership site, the program, their Manifestation Accelerator. But the I am statement is really, it's because it's 4th dimensional, it's imagination. All time is now in your higher side. Past, present, and future is now in your higher side. Not physically. Yesterday was yesterday, today's today, tomorrow's tomorrow, physically when I'm looking around. But when I close my eyes, I go to my higher side, all time is now. So it's a proven fact that spiritually it's true that you are wealthy, that you are or have the things that you want. It's within, it's in your higher kingdom. When you open your eyes, it's a lie. It's a physical lie that you might not be wealthy. You might not have the things that you said, I do have in present tense. However, when you go to the kingdom within, it is a spiritual truth that you are already wealthy, that you're already full of health. You're already this, that, the other thing, whatever you're trying to manifest. Spiritually true, physically it's a lie. So even though we're writing it down as a physical lie, I already have, and you're like, wait a second, I don't actually have this. The reason for that, the real deep, there's a lot of reasons, but the number 1 reason is because it's all now, it's a spiritual truth within your higher kingdom, your higher side, your inner being, as Abraham Hicks would call it as well. So give me a quick thumbs up if that makes sense. Of course, it's on Brain Buster. I know you already know that part of the thing, but step 1, does that make sense? To decide clearly on what you want. Don't make it too vague. Don't make it too general. Decide on clearly what you want, and just give me a quick thumbs up. I just don't want to go too fast through this. So, okay, see a lot of thumbs ups coming in. Good, great. Okay, let's go through step number 2. Now this is where it gets really, really good. Okay, step number 2 is create. Well, let's say close your eyes. Go within to your imagination. Just gonna take me a second to type all this out rather than say it. So close your eyes, go within to your imagination and create an end scene of something that would happen as if the thing you wrote down in step number 1 was true. Okay. So this is straight Neville Goddard. Okay, I'm going to borrow a lot of terms from him, and I always want to give Neville Goddard a lot of credit because he spent his entire lifetime studying this material and putting into books that we could actually purchase for a few bucks and get the answers from. So I always want to give credit where credit's deserved. Step number 2 is creating an end scene in your mind. It's very important to remember that imagination is something magnificent. A lot of us grew up in an atmosphere or society paradigm that said daydreaming is just some kid taking pots and pans and pretending they're drums, or taking a phone and pretending it's a spaceship flying throughout the air. It seems fallacy, it seems daydreaming, and they're using their imagination, is what we usually say. Though there's a lot more that the imagination is actually doing and constructing if you believe it. When you go within your imagination, you want to construct something, an end scene, as if what you wrote down in step number 1 was real. Let's do an example. If you wanted to attract an extra $1,000 or an extra $1,000 worth of customers or one client, whatever that is for you, you'd want to close your eyes and not just visualize. Okay, that's why there's a lot of cliches, things nowadays that don't work for people, and then that creates a false image that this stuff doesn't always work. No, it always does work, but we got to do it in there's a lot more that goes into this than what most speakers and books talk about. There's a lot of depth, so I'm not going to be able to cover a lot of all the truth here. That's why the membership site exists, with all those 50 plus videos in there. Because there's a lot that goes into this. It's not so simple as most people will kind of come across as. Now, the process is simple, hell yes, but there's more that is going on than just the law of attraction and you attracting things in your life. There's more depth that you want to understand. This end scene, when you construct it in your mind, that $1,000 that you just now received, or a new client or set of customers, you see something that would happen at the very end to prove that to be real within your imagination. You might see in your bank account an extra $1,000 in your business checking account. If you do transactions in person, you might see the new client shaking your hand and providing you their credit card that you could swipe on your Square or however you accept payment. You might see a phone call closing, a sales call, and the person says, hell yes, I'm in, here's my Visa card number. And you type it in your system, and then you see a payment processed. You don't visualize the middle. You don't visualize how it's going to come or when it's going to come or anything. You feel that it's present and it's now happening, and you see that end scene in your mind. And then you see the end scene as the call or the handshake or whatever it is. So you see an end scene. If you want to attract a business partner into your life, you would see an end scene happening of you two sitting down in meetings together. You would have internal conversation that would happen as if that's real. You would pretend to have a conversation with your new business partner. You would laugh, you would giggle, you would have fun, or be very serious in the business transaction. Maybe you want, both a friendship with the partnership in business. So you make it both personal and serious. You see and hear what you would see and hear as if the end scene is real, physical, or physically is a better way of saying it. And when that happens, we need to go into step number 3 here, but that's really key. Is number 2 is seeing an end scene on your mind. Does that make sense? There's more. It's gonna, as I go into step number 3, it's gonna make more sense, but does that make sense as well? Give me a quick thumbs up or just say yes or something in the chat box. Does that make sense where we construct an end scene? Something that would happen as if that was real. If you want to move to a new place, you live there in your mind. A lot of you are big Bob Proctor and Sandy Gallagher fans. Sandy Gallagher did this. A lot of you know the story. She lived there in her mind in the new beautiful home that she was going to be living in. She was sleeping there before she actually slept there or even bought the house. She was inviting people there in her mind. She was using the bathroom. She was living in her bedroom. She was washing the dishes in the kitchen. She was living there in her mind. She was doing all the things that would happen, but the house wasn't even secure and she didn't even have enough money for it at the time. Okay, so end scene, if you will. Okay, I see a lot of thumbs up and a lot of hearts coming through. Thank you. Thank you for allowing me to check in with you and participating here, because it allows me to really, truly not go too fast and understand where you're at. Okay, so step number 1, have clear on what you want. Step number 2 is actually getting into the end scene in your imagination. Again, straight Neville Goddard. Number 3 is the most pivotal, most important of the whole process. I mean, they're all important. You can't have one without the other to actually manifest. But there's step number 3 that's the most pivotal, and this is going to make or break your success and actually get predictable and consistent manifestations coming in the way you want to or not. And this is huge. So let's go into step number 3. Again, for those of you just joining, hello, I'm glad you're here. I'm typing all the steps into the comment box. So if you missed step 1 and 2, they're above. And I'm going to talk about step number 3 here. Step number 3 is activating, very important word in manifestation process. I would write that down in bold letters. Well, you can't really bold it, I guess, on your paper. Write it down in big letters and circle it maybe and put a star next to it. Activating that end scene through strong emotion that you would feel as if the thing you are seeing in your imagination was physically real. If you're a Neville Goddard fan, this is assuming the feeling of the wish fulfilled. If you're a big Abraham Hicks fan, how do you get into the vortex? Through positive emotion, looking for positive aspects. If you're a big Bob Proctor fan, it's internalizing ideas and dropping the seed of the idea into the universal mind. Or if you're any other fan, it doesn't matter. In every chapter, references, reread it. He references emotion in every chapter. It's most especially faith and autosuggestion. Suggestion is only actually pulled into the universal subconscious mind through emotion, if you will. So we've decided on what we want. We've constructed an end scene. Step number 3 is feel into the end scene as if it's real. Feel wow feeling. That's the best one I've ever done in my life. Wow, this is real. So if you want to receive an extra $5,000, you see the scene in your mind, it's already done. You can see the ending, not the middle. And then you want to spike up your emotion by saying wow within. Wow, this is real. Okay? Thrill, elation, exhilaration, full-on gratitude. Feel those emotions by seeing in your mind what you want. And a cool thing to do is put music on in the background. Music helps stimulate emotion. That's why music is in movies, right? If it's a sad movie, they put on sad songs. Why? So you can feel more sad, or feel according to the scene is the purpose, right? Not so you feel more sad. Epic music have epic soundtrack. If you're a Star Wars fan, just came out, right? Epic music in the background during the battle scenes. Why? Because that's the feeling and resonance according to that scene. Same thing goes with watching your own mind movie. Put on music in the background to stimulate and help you feel according to your end scene. So don't listen to a sad song if you want to manifest more money. Listen to something happy, joyous, and good feeling, full of gratitude. Very important. The strong emotion is what activates your manifestation. That is the game changer here. Because as soon as you feel according to the end scene as if it's real, you've become it. We've all seen that stuff before, frequencies, levels of vibration, that kind of stuff. How do you get on the frequency of what you desire? You feel strong emotion, because emotion is a vibrational level. Boom, You've activated it. You fused with the thing that you want in your inner kingdom, in your imagination. I hope this is all puzzle piecing together for you in a great way, because a lot of you are well-versed in personal development. You've been studying for some time. You've watched some YouTube videos or podcasts you've listened to, or anything on getting better or manifesting, or personal development, self-help books, any of that stuff. But again, the reason for the strong emotion is it's a feeling level, and you're getting on the frequency and instantly fusing with that thing. You've accepted the idea. The idea gets lodged into universal mind or subconscious mind, kind of one and the same, or just not the same thing, but we're going to simplify here. It's one and the same. As soon as the idea is dropped in the universal mind, it must happen. It's going to happen. Though, as we are finishing step 3 and we open our eyes after the end scene and feeling, critical that you don't try to think something's going to happen after you open your eyes. Nothing changes. So if I'm visualizing, I open my eyes after the end scene and strong emotion, and I realize nothing changes. I shouldn't look around myself and expect things to change. Instead, I tell myself, I've now set in motion the natural progression for me to now receive and experience this desire. Game changer. I used to visualize, and I would get so mad that I would open my eyes and nothing would change. I'd be like, this is bullshit. This doesn't even work. Until I've been studying for so many years and experiencing so many awesome results with my clients. He talks about this in Neville's work. He talks about step number 4, and I'm going to write this down in a second. Step number 4 is you activate, write this down, a bridge of incidents or bridge of happenings that will now occur because you've activated what you want. It's not going to happen out of thin air. It's not going to happen out of thin dust. Nothing's going to change when you open your eyes, though you've now, if you don't doubt and worry the whole time and you have a clear understanding of this process, you have now set in motion a bridge of happenings that will serendipitously lead you to your ultimate manifestation happening. I hope this is just enormously helpful right now. This will explain so much. It will explain why you've met the people you've met and things. It's like coincidence. Coincidence is the moment that you experience it physically, but it may have taken days, weeks, and months for you to set up all these happenings for you to actually go and meet or go and experience this thing that just happened. But it looks like coincidence because we didn't see all the invisible things happening, all the chain effects that were going on during this entire time. So step number 4 is understanding. So let's go ahead to step number 4. Step number 4 is understanding clearly that nothing is going to happen when you open your eyes, but rather you have set in motion a series of happenings for you to experience the thing you desired to manifest. Man, that will eliminate doubt. That will eliminate worry. You want to detach from the outcome. It doesn't matter if it happens tonight. It doesn't matter if it happens tomorrow. It doesn't matter if you got that 5K that you're trying to manifest next week. That's all you care about is and you understand that you've activated that thing and it will come to you. It's very, very crucial and important. Mind-blowing stuff. Now, as I mentioned here, this is what we go through in this membership site that I've just created. But I mentioned this already at the very start of this. That's why the content in the membership site is over 100 hours. Now, it's not overwhelming. You don't get 100 hours of stuff right now. It's 30 minutes every week. It's one thing every single week. But there's so much more that goes into this that we want to learn and study and have the experience of every day from here. Sometimes it's our lack of faith that this is actually real information that actually keeps us back from our own manifestations. I didn't believe for a long time, if I was really honest. I believed intellectually this stuff was real, that all things were possible, that you could manifest things in your life. But more of my day, I was more frustrated with not seeing consistent manifestations and actually believing this stuff was real. Because I had so many failures. I had so many things that never worked. I did lists of affirmations for days and weeks, and for whatever reason, I wasn't seeing the manifestations. So my belief level would really fluctuate. Again, intellectually, I was like, this stuff is real. But internally, I would fluctuate up and down, up and down. So even though you know the steps here, the most important pivotal point to this is actually consistently applying this day after day, week after week, month after month in 2020. My clients and I were joking on our calls this week on Monday, Thursday, that it's like brushing your teeth. If you studied how to brush your teeth for many years, but you only brushed them like once a month correctly, and other months you were like kind of putting on toothpaste and then you kind of forgot, you forgot the whole process, you didn't believe that actually the brushing your teeth is actually whitening and keeping your teeth healthy. You never grew up around a family that actually told you this or believed in it, and you just brushed them in a month. And then they didn't get white and they're all brown and gross and smelly. You'd be like, this stuff isn't working, right? But if you did it every single day for 30 days straight, you would start to see your shine. Your mouth would start to smell fresh or whatever it is, okay? I know it's a dumb example. Dumb examples usually get the point across best. So with this manifestation game, it's important to apply this process with depth, understanding, and actions day after day of all of 2020. 365 days this year applying this process rather than just a month here, a week there, a day there. Okay, so 4 steps there. We got a lot more to cover, but does that make sense, I guess, as well? The step number 4, the bridge of incidents, the bridge of happenings, the bridge of events. Some of you are just shining with these comments, and a lot of you said, this is incredible. Absolutely. Because a lot of puzzle pieces are coming together. They start to finally shine the awareness, if you will. It's hard to show how good this stuff really gets when you're applying this stuff consistently. I remember one of my clients, Helen, I'm not sure if you're joining on here or watching the replay. I haven't seen it join on the live yet, but I remember one day she had messaged me that she was gifted 180,000 euros out of the blue. 180,000 euros. She lives in the United Kingdom, which is nearly 250,000 US dollars. She had been coaching, she had been one of my students for a long time, over a year. So it was probably 13, 14 months. I could be off on the exact timeline, but around that time. She was a great student of material. We had a lot of calls together on changing her internal story, the depth of understanding, and really being consistently on those calls and building her business. She has a wonderful business and also looking to get in the speaking industry as well, and doing seminars and workshops and different things that she started. But she really wanted the financial to happen. She wanted things to move, and she wanted large chunks of money coming in. And boom, it happened. $250,000 gifted. No work, no effort, no time. Now, I hesitate to mention these things sometimes because, again, it sounds like I'm lying. It sounds like BS. It sounds like that, well, she can, but I can't. I know that feeling. I know when I used to hear about people's wins, it used to sometimes frustrate me more than actually inspire if I was in the wrong place. And if I was too frustrated with lack of results. And it's cliche to say that if she can do it, you can do it. But instead, what I'll say is if you apply the process that Helen did, you can have financial potential fulfilled. You can do what you want to do. it took her time. It wasn't 12 days that she manifested $250,000 as a gift. It took her 12, 13 months of consistent effort, but she was in our programs for that long. She was there every day, every week, applying this information. I wish some speakers would tell you a little bit more how much they did to actually be where they're at today. I know that can be a false image sometimes when you see somebody on stage or they're telling you their life story that they went from zero to earning $10 million in a matter of 4 or 5 years, or whatever a success story would be, on how much mental effort this really takes, on how much physical effort this takes sometimes to build your business, scale it up, whatever it is. But the biggest factor, a lot of people don't talk about, this takes mental effort. It's mental effort every day. Now, that doesn't mean visualizing for 3 hours a day. It could just mean visualizing for 15 minutes a day, applying this process and studying. But truly, at least from my experience, maybe they had it a little easier, I don't know. But truly for me, the only way I was able to actually generate results was firmly applying this information every day. Where you get to a point where you don't even need to know more. You just need to apply all the stuff that you already know, if you will. And that's really where the game changer is. So when you start to apply this every day, I mean, that mental effort, it's worth it. If you take 10 minutes daily and apply this information in our membership site, that's only really 70 minutes per week. And if you start earning an extra 1,000 a month or 10,000 a month or 20,000 a month, the mental effort's worth it. The only tough part is sometimes we get mentally lazy, and that mental laziness is what holds us back from consistently getting what we want and, really things moving in that right direction. So I saw a lot of emails coming through during this process. To apply this process intelligently, I would go ahead and get enrolled here. I have a lot more to cover with you. I need to use the restroom. So go ahead and get enrolled here. I just put the link right there into the Manifestation Accelerator so that you can really start getting in depth by tonight. If you don't have the time tonight, do it this weekend, start the first module. But when you start that first module, 1A, Magnificent World, your entire world is going to morph moving forward. You're going to start to activate what you want. You'll see in the video that I explain, I'm going to do it with you, that we're going to start to activate what we want, and you'll be held accountable to that. We got a series of emails and things and action items to help you stay accountable and actually apply this consistently, if you will, as well. So I'm going to run to the restroom really quick. Go ahead and get enrolled. It'll take you 10 seconds. You don't have to really read through too much on the landing page again, because I've already kind of mentioned what's involved. Feel free to do so if you want to. But go ahead and get enrolled. I'm going to use the restroom. I'll be right back. Okay, I am back. Thanks for holding on there. Okay, so some of you just joined in, I see, when I was gone there. I just went to use the restroom, so I am back. We got a lot more to cover here. And if you miss any of the 4 steps, those 4 steps are in the comment boxes there as well. And I see a few of you just joined into the accelerator. Perfect. It's going to be really great. I'm going to be doing some bonus live coaching calls for this manifestation accelerator at some point as well. They're not going to be regular calls, though. At a certain point, you're going to get a bonus, and that one call alone is probably going to be worth $2,000-3,000 for you. I'm not pulling that number out of thin air. That's what I charge for coaching and different things. But that will be a huge bonus for you. The other cool bonus I added this morning was I have videos from Bob Proctor live on stage talking about frequencies and vibrations. It was at a private event. It's freaking awesome. I forgot I had those. It's in my archive of tools and things that I only have access to because I recorded it. So I put one of those videos already in the content portal that is huge and could really help you start moving things forward results-wise even better with the content in the site as well as Bob's videos. But I'm going to be doing those bonuses in there as well. And any bonus with live footage from Bob's private event that costs thousands of dollars to actually be there in attendance. I mean, it's a no-brainer to actually just be in the membership site just for those as well. So I hope you really enjoy those bonus modules. I have a ton of bonus PDFs and different things in there as well, which you'll see as well when you join in. So some of you already saw that. Okay, great. Does anyone have any questions with anything that I covered here, the 3 steps, or the 4 steps rather, the membership site, or anything about manifestation, I guess? Just go ahead and throw it in the comment box. Anything at all? Okay, so those 4 steps, I mean, that's as simple as it's going to get with this process. But again, remember, there's a false image when we're talking about this stuff that it's so easy to just crank out results. And it does get easier. It absolutely starts to become easy and effortless. That's why I mention easy and effortless manifestation in my emails and my posts, because it does become easy. It's really not that hard, though the mental effort is required. You have to do the action. You have to actually apply the process to get the results. It's like with anything in this world, it shouldn't even be a thing that we even discuss, like actually, I got to get on the treadmill if I buy it. Of course, right? If I buy a car, I have to actually drive it and learn how to drive it if I haven't driven a car before. Of course, right? I mean, if I get into a membership site or a coaching program, do I have to actually apply the content to get the result? Of course, right? That's just an of course thing there. I know it sounds dumb. I'm making a joke out of it, but I was in that stage for a long time. I thought I could just buy a program and then I forgot about it, let it go, and then I didn't get any results. I was like, oh, this stuff doesn't work. Well, I didn't do what the teacher was telling me to do, or the coach or the program as well. So okay, so let's go through a couple of little extras with manifestation. That's really going to be very, very key. So a bonus after step number 4 is like, what do you do? What do you do after you visualize? Because that's a common question that comes up. And a lot of people will say this. They'll say, you'll hear speakers all the time actually on stage talk about this as well. And I never mean this in a bad way. I just want to explain, because this helped me when I heard somebody else explain, oh, that's what that person actually meant on stage. You'll hear sometimes people say, law of attraction is BS. You can't just get what you want. You can't just think about what you want and it comes and it's delivered in your mailbox. I tried it. True. Absolutely true. It's not that a law of attraction or anything is BS. What's BS is the actual, if I just think about something, it's going to come. And that's not exactly true because there's a lot more, again, that goes through this stuff, and there's a lot more depth to this content. Okay. One of the most important things, though, is yes, indeed, action is required. Common question that comes up, do I have to actually do anything in this time? Or you listen to a lot of Abraham Hicks, and usually Abraham teachings is usually just talking about being in the vortex. and different things. So is action required? Absolutely. But you hear, if you listen into the Abraham material, you hear that. You hear her talk about, or they talk about with the group of teachers, that you put out what you want, and then you take inspired action from that place. But first you come from alignment, then inspired action, or else it's really not going to do you too good to grind for 16 hours a day in the wrong energy, in the wrong vibration. We've all done it, where you've worked for weeks in a row and you don't have a dollar in the bank account. I certainly would say at the very beginning, when I was listening to a lot of motivation, it seemed like grind. And the only thing that happened after grinding was I was just swearing there, but that's okay, I guess. I was very exhausted. Okay, that was the biggest thing. I was very, very exhausted before I would go to bed. And I didn't gain any of the results I wanted to. So I knew there was something bigger going on that had to come from a place of alignment. Then the hard work, hard action, good stuff would follow. The inspired action, if you will. Okay. So along with this, one of the biggest things to realize is what to do after this. 2 things you should write down, or I suggest writing down after the 4 steps you already have written down. Number 1 is to increase all people. So you want to remain in a receptive place. So you want to come from a place of increasing all with money, with feeling, with thought, with words. So when you're around people, you want to just leave the impression of increase with all people you're around. You want to increase all, because then you're a vessel for increase actually coming towards you as well. So increasing all is very important. Okay. So great one to write down. What do you do after the 4 steps? Increase everybody you come in contact with. Number 2 is act on intuition. Act from your heart. So if you feel like you need to do something, you do it. If it's in your heart, not your logical thinking. Too many people get stuck in logic, overthinking and analyzing and all this stuff. The only place I've ever found analyzing being great is engineering, because I was a previous engineer, aerospace engineer. Yeah, you're supposed to analyze how the aircraft or spacecraft flies, so that before you launch the thing, it's tight and right. It's perfect, right? I wouldn't want to get in your airplane if you didn't analyze the aerodynamics of that thing and all the calculations, all the things. And we're just guessing if it's going to fly. Though, the process of manifestation is creative, not logical. Business are both. It is logical structures along with the creative energy. Personal relationships, both, though more creative. So coming from your heart, you have a good feeling about something, you go and do that thing and make sure it's increasing all people. If you decrease anybody, that's a karma relationship that it's going to come right back to you. And it's usually rougher than what you actually put out. Same thing goes with increasing. When you're increasing all, you get better back, not just what you just gave out, you get way better. Your beacon, it's like an exponential increase, not a linear thing. If I get $5, I usually get $5 back. I usually get 50 from some sort of avenue, right? So if you decrease somebody, do your best to correct that as soon as possible energetically, or else that will come back pretty difficult. Okay, so that's number 2. And then number 3 is do the best you can to build your business today with the ideas. Remain present and act today. So if you know you need to do some new marketing or some new selling or some new things in your business, you do that today. You do the best you can today with the ideas you have while learning how to get better. So you might take a marketing course, the manifestation course that we have here, all these things to help you get better at doing what you're doing, programs-wise and understanding-wise. Those 3 things, that's all you really need to focus on. Build your business the best you can today, doing the best you can. Number 2 is actually the intuitive vibe. Go with your intuition and your heartfelt center on the things that you need to. And the first part there is actually going out there and increasing all people as well. Okay, give me a quick thumbs up if those make sense as well. That's kind of like what to do after that. Karine, you have a great question here. So do an action, increase all people. Yeah, it doesn't have to be a planned thing though. That's where spontaneous giving comes into play. So if you're walking down the sidewalk and you feel inspired to say hello to, hey, good morning. That's increasing somebody. even if they're in a grumpy mood. Okay, because you're sending out light and blessings to somebody. If you're at a restaurant tonight and somebody does an outstanding service, and usually give maybe 20%, maybe give 30%, an extra $10 increase. A person is going to brighten their day, some sort of light and blessings that you're kind of sending out to that person. If it's family and friends, you might send a note to them in gratitude. It may seem really uncomfortable to do that, but you might do it anyways. You might write a handwritten note and send it to that person. Just how much you care about that person and love that person, whatever it is. Also, you can send out love to people. Now that's going really down the rabbit hole. You have to really believe in this stuff and the invisible powers and the invisible nature of our world. But send out love and good feeling to people. They will get that. It's like a little message, a little beacon you're sending out. Number one, it's going to help you because you're not bothered by other people anymore. And number two, you're going to be increasing people around you. And we all want better for our family and friends. We all want better for people around us. Prayer is a great thing. And Kareem, you just said that. Praying. What's praying? It's not just sitting down on your knees, putting your hands in this position and making noise by saying things out to God. Oh, God, please help me, right? That's not what prayer is. Prayer is basically an affirmation. It's sending out love and asking. It's asking for guidance. It's asking for better. It's asking for forgiveness and whatever that is. But what you're doing is getting yourself in an alignment mode with the higher side, the energy, the God, the universe, whatever you call, if you believe in a higher power, that thing. Excuse me. But what you're really doing is getting into alignment with you and that source and asking for something better. Usually most people don't ask for worse. I hope not. But prayer is really that thing, sending out love, praying for a loved one. Sometimes I always used to think, what are we doing here? Or saying grace before dinner. I was like, what do we need to do this for? But really, truly, you're blessing the food. You're blessing the people around you. And it creates a different energy, as we all know. We've been in angry environments. It feels bad. You just want to leave the room, right? That's an energy. And people talk about all the time, your vibe's off. Wow, you got a great vibe. They're saying it's like a cliche thing, or at least something that's a common phrase, maybe is a better way of saying it. But really, it's true. We can feel vibes in rooms. What's that? You're sensing it. It's a feeling. So if you're sending out love to the room, guess what? You're going to generate more love around you. And you're just going to start to be in a better world, if you will. Great question there, Kareem. I hope you're doing really well. I know you're building your business. Talked so long ago, and I hope the consulting things are you're really moving along with. I hope everything is well. Gerald, do you have a question here? I've been out of touch for so long with what I want. I feel like figuring out what I want has become difficult. Yeah, no doubt about it. Sometimes we have given up. Sometimes we've forgotten. Sometimes we've had so many failures around this manifestation or life in general that we just kind of let our wants and desires go by the wayside. Best thing that you could do is start with one thing. What's one thing you want to have happen tomorrow? You want a free cup of coffee? Because that would be cool. Not to save $5, but maybe that would be a cool thing to bring into your life. Do you want a person coming into your life? Do you want somebody to pay you an extra $1,000 for business? What's just one thing that you would like? Maybe find $10 on the street tomorrow because that would be a cool thing. Start with one thing, and that will start to get you out of your own limiting, self-sabotaging thoughts. Not in a bad way. I'm not saying this personal to you, but sometimes we're just in our own way thoughts-wise, and the best thing that we can do is just start with one thing that we do want. That'll put you back in touch with where you're going. Jackie, Dion, Travis, and Mitch, good to see you as well. Matthew said you're joining the program this weekend. Excellent. Reading Power of Imagination. Awesome. If you supplement this with the membership site, I mean, you are going to be a master at this stuff. You're going to be the wise of the wise and really understand how to get the results that you want to. Okay, really good. Any other questions, ideas, anything anybody would like to bring up that I can cover for anybody? Mary Beth, good to see you. Trish, hi there. Good to see you. The coolest part to this is the stuff that you put out is exponential. Excuse me. So as you are here on this Facebook Live and joining the program and different things, you joining is exponentially going to increase your results. It's not a linear thing. That's why people are vastly rewarded for the study they've put out for years. One day it clicks. And that's what happened to me. I remember when I was earning about $4 or $5 grand a month, it was fine. I mean, it's like a livable income and everything else in business. But I started to apply this every day like a madman. I started to be I wanted whatever it took. Whatever it took, I bought every program on the planet because I was not going to sit here and not live an ultimate life anymore. I hated it. I hated that I had so much potential and I just wasn't going. So I got enrolled, I remember, in this one program, and basically it was all about manifestation and putting out the right thoughts and everything like that. Did it every day, every week, every month. And within 10 months, boom, like that, I earned 40 grand in a month. Now, was it hard work during 10 months? Hell yeah. There was no breeze. Was there a lot of mental effort put forward? Hell yeah, every day. I didn't do anything for a long time. Weekends, nights, friends were going to do things, family was going to do, whatever it was. And a lot of weeks I just sacrificed so much. I didn't really do too much, but I wanted it. I was going to do whatever it took to create the most ultimate life for myself, quality-wise. If I look back now, I mean, I could have still hung out with everybody and done everything and still got the results. I didn't have to give up every Friday and Saturday night and weekends, doing some fun things and different things. Now I look back and see that. I took it to the extreme at the time because I really wanted it. But that will start to catapult you as well. Just really having the attitude of whatever it takes, I'm going to do it. And when you have that attitude of whatever it takes, boom, it's going to happen. So, Kalani, you have a good question. Any suggestion on where to get the background music? Hell yeah, Kalani, because you're already a part of my program. In the bonus section of Think of Results, you'll see I have a whole list. Excuse me. My throat's a little clogged today. If you go into the bonus section of our Think of Results program, go to the very last bonus, number 6, and I got about 15 tracks ready to go for you, all YouTube links, so you don't even have to purchase it. Already a rock. So go ahead and use any of that music. I use a lot of movie theme songs and different things. Guess what else, though, for everybody else? Okay, I know I'm not mentioning music tracks, but as you get started in the membership accelerator here, the Manifestation Accelerator membership, I'm going to be listing all those songs as well that are dynamically put together in a sort of sequence to allow you to have those manifestations even easier than ever before as well. So you'll get that included with the membership site, which is awesome. It's a great thing. It's a very important thing. Tracy, good to see you on here as well. I hope you're well. I haven't talked to you in a long time. Evan, Danielle, great to see you. Isabella, Liz, great to see you as well. Elizabeth, hope all is well. So I'm just going to put the enrollment link there again. Some of you I know are have not just yet got into it. So if you feel good about it, go ahead and do it. Definitely not needed if you don't feel it. Okay, Vladimir. I get this material intellectually. It's where we're all at. Intellectually, you know this stuff. The main thing that has been preventing me from manifesting my dream life is low-level vibration feelings, intense repressed anger, resentment, bitterness, guilt, unworthiness. Consciously, I recognize I want to let these things go as they don't feel good and they're stopping my accelerated progress. But there is a subconscious perceived benefit from the anger and the other things. So it's like an internal battle. Let me read that again. They're stopping my accelerated progress, yes, but there's a subconscious perceived benefit from the anger. Oh, there's benefits to every emotion, absolutely. The only thing is there's harmful anger and there's beneficial anger. And the harmful anger, that's just the worst thing on the planet. You never want to go down that road, and I've experienced my fair share of different emotions and things. It's the most destructive thing on the planet to yourself and the ones that you love. But if you're in a benefited anger, it can actually be like a pissed off, motivated feeling, like you're just angry at, hey, I could do way better than what's going on now, and it can actually motivate you. So every emotion has really two sides to it, one destructive, one constructive. You just want to use those feelings in a constructive way, not destructive. As soon as you're hurting yourself or others, no go. Get away from that feeling as soon as possible. Vladimir, I would get started with this. I mean, I know you've been in TIR for some time and different things. I would get into Accelerator. It's set up in a different way. This Accelerator is going to show you just one thing to do. And I talk a lot about changing your internal beliefs, feelings, and concepts about yourself in a little different way than I do in TIR. I think that is the only thing you need. You need to start accepting ideas about yourself. And that's very important, that you start accepting ideas that, Vladimir, you're so damn good. I know you on a personal level. I would never tell you anything I didn't believe. Vladimir, you have something incredible about you. Something so bright and so much light and goodness about you that you shouldn't be struggling anymore. You really should not be. It's way too long that you've been in struggle mode and stuck mode to actually really be in this place anymore. It's been too long. You're worthy and deserving of all the good and just pure happiness. That pure happiness can come from you doing this manifestation process every day. Manifestations are not just material things. They're also emotions, beliefs, and concepts about yourself. And if you use the process that I go through in the Accelerator, you're going to be able to really accept these beliefs and concepts a little easier to yourself as well. So, Karine, you have great advice for Vladimir as well. Resentments hurt you more than they hurt others. You're drinking your own poison is absolutely right. Let God deal with these people. Have your peace. That's right. The more you resent somebody, the more you're really poisoning yourself, and that's it. And the more you're poisoning yourself, you're not hurting the other person. The other person probably doesn't even care anymore. You know, the more you're doing that, though, I remember long ago I learned from Bob, resentment and guilt are the two dumbest things on the planet. Terrible, dumb. He says there's no good that come from those things. So the only thing that Bob said to one of the people he was talking to, when I overheard him say that, he said, just stop it. The person's like, what do I do, Bob? I don't know how to get out of this. He says, just stop it. And then the person's like, oh, I guess that makes sense. I should just stop. And the person did, and then found the results, within an hour, because you automatically can manifest good feelings. It doesn't have to take days and weeks. You can do it right that day. Sean, great to see you on here as well. Hello. Vicky, great to see you. I don't know you too well just yet, but I've heard some amazing things about you. Okay, so some of these things just to remember as well, a couple of great notes to write down if you don't know this already. First, manifestation is thought. Second, manifestation is feeling. Third, manifestation is action, behavior. Fourth, manifestation is actual happenings and material things coming your way. Great thing to remember. When people say I'm not manifesting, oh my God, it's not working. Law of attraction doesn't work for me. It's not true at all. It's like saying the law of gravity didn't work for me when I got out of bed this morning. It doesn't, and it's not true. The laws are always working. Maybe you're not deliberately using them the correct way to actually get what you want. Different story, different happening here. So great thing to remember. You are always manifesting every moment of every day. First manifestation, thought. Second manifestation is feeling. Third, action, behavior. Fourth is actual material things and happenings in your life. Hope that makes sense. That's awesome to know because you're manifesting right now. Being on this video, you manifested. You manifested answers, guidance, opportunity for the membership site, whatever it is that you manifest. And really all of it, all of the above. Does that make sense? Give me a quick thumbs up if those levels of manifestation make sense. Because that's really important. Bonnie, good to see you on as well. And I know you just joined the membership site as well. Really good. I don't know if you've watched the first module yet. You're going to be blown away for sure. Jim, good to see you joining on as well. Okay, so again, does that make sense? The first, second, third, fourth levels of manifestation? Yes. Hope so. Yes, I see thumbs up coming in. Great. Green's you got great questions, Green. Have people manifested things in a day, a week, a month to your knowledge? All of the above. One of my clients, Matt, if you're listening into this, you'll be able to attest to it. I don't see it here on live, but you might be watching the replay. We were on a coaching call together. We were applying the exact process that I go through in this Manifestation Accelerator membership site. Within 32 minutes, the word for word thing he wrote down in his journal came true. "32 minutes. He wanted a high ticket client. And he received a text of the high ticket client, 32 minutes. Client was in. Colin, I'm not sure if you're watching this as well. Another one of my clients, same process, we were practicing all together. And Colin had about 5,000 or 6,000 worth of things he wanted to manifest by the end of the day, an extra $1,000 unexpectedly. And then he had money owed to him from clients and business and things he had done in the past. Though these individuals haven't paid him. I'm going to run and grab Kleenex really quick. If you don't mind. Okay. Thanks. Thanks for sticking with me here when I had to use the restroom and go get a Kleenex. So Colin had about $5,000 they want to manifest by the end of the day. It happened within 5 hours. Within 5 hours, for months, this company never paid him. That he did work for, they owed him money. Months, never paid him. He said, "This is it. I'm just going to manifest. I'm going to let it go. I'm going to use the process. I'm going to see if this stuff works." Company called him up, paid him in full. At the same time, he manifested number 2, which was receiving an unexpected $1,000 in income that night. It was within 5 hours. It was, I think we did it. I think he let me know maybe by 7:30 p.m. that night. So we probably did the exercise a little earlier, 1:30 to 2:30 p.m. And boom, it happened. So Kareem, that should give you an idea. Sometimes this stuff does happen in hours and within the day. Though, very important, it doesn't happen every time like that. Every manifestation, every desire you has a different gestation period. Every one of them. I told you about when my one client, Jim, manifested 20 grand in sales commissions in one day. I think it was a little more than that as well, 22,000. It took him 11 months of deliberately applying this information, 11 months of results. Don't get me wrong. It wasn't like he did nothing and then finally got the result. He was getting great results over the 11 months, but he had the huge day of earning 22 grand in a day after 11 months of applying this information. So it's each thing, I mean, some things come over hours, days, weeks, and months, but you can have quick manifestations without a doubt. And things will really, really move. Some things I've asked for haven't come for 2-3 months. I was not ready for it. And I now know and can look back what I wasn't ready on. But that's all covered in the Manifestation Accelerator membership site as well, on how to get yourself prepared internally, ready to receive the thing. Very important. So many, many different results and things will come from this for sure. Okay, so Corinne said, like a newbie, I mean. Well, I would say that the clients I mentioned are we're all newbies. Corinne, I know you've listened into a lot of personal development, here and there. I believe we talked about that. So a newbie is actually better off, I believe, than somebody who's been studying for 30 years. Because if you've been studying for 30 years and haven't gotten physical results, there's something off. There's something bad happening. Like nothing's Stop studying. If you're a newbie coming into this, you have a fresh mind. And you'll get results faster if you're a newbie more than an old bee, or whatever you call that thing. Sometimes, if you're fresh coming into this stuff and you just act on all the information I have there in the membership site, you'll get faster results, just because you're not coming in with so many paradigms around this stuff, and so many false beliefs, and so many failures of trying to actually do the affirmations and visualization and not really working the way that you were promised or thought it would work, if that makes sense. With any program, you want to come into it with a blank slate as much as possible, what we call the beginner's mind. Just not feeling like you really know anything. You just want to come in saying, how much better can I get? What can I learn from this? What can I try? And like I mentioned earlier, but I know some of you are just joining, membership site here, worst comes to worst, if you don't really enjoy the content or you feel like you already do know, and if you've already tried all this stuff, just go ahead and unsubscribe. That's the close part about it. You're not investing 10 grand into anything right now, or even making a big decision. It's just getting invested with $50, the price of a dinner. Most people toss that away on clothes anyways, and a pair of pants. This is just $50, and then if you choose not to, you can always cancel and unsubscribe. You will lose access to everything after the billing cycle is complete, of course, and you wouldn't get those modules anymore. So most people will never get unsubscribed. But again, kind of covering worst case scenario, it just isn't working out for you. You can always unsubscribe as well. So, but if anybody's a newbie coming into this, everything's very beginner and advanced at the same time, because going over fundamentals is the most crucial thing on the planet. I was in martial arts for all my life, and we do what's called basics, punches and kicks in the air and blocks and series of movements. And I was a 4th degree black belt in martial arts, and the karate that I took all my life. So I was doing it since I was 3 years old. And we still did basics almost every class. And I've been doing it for over 25 years. So you go back to the basics and fundamentals. That's really crucial in everything. It's crucial in business, money making, personal relationships. Going back to fundamentals and in the basics are usually what gets you results anyways. The complex things usually don't even get results. I've tried it in marketing things, the most complex marketing campaigns and things, they never give me results. The most simple campaign always gets the results for me. So this program is very simple, easy. It's very bite-sized chunk. You're basically taking the $50 instead of buying the pair of pants, you're putting into making yourself a little better in this knowledge of your internal manifestation, imagination, all that good stuff. It's freaking exciting. I don't know. I love this stuff. I would study night and day. I did for a long time. And then I said, oh, I gotta not study for like 8 hours a day. I gotta apply this stuff. I gotta actually use it. Okay. Everything as a whole. Some of you have been here for 1 hour and 15 minutes, and I love that you're here. I adore that you're still here. and just taking the time to invest in yourself. So does anyone have any questions? Does that all make sense? We went through the 4 steps. We also went through 3 things to do after the 4 steps. And we also went through the 4 stages of manifestation as well. Any questions on anything that we covered there? Jody says, if you had not done the process, would it have happened anyway? Good question. Stuff is always going to happen, but in my mind, do we have our own ditches dug? The rain will come, but do we have to catch up and use it? Yeah, really important question you're asking. No. For me, personally, the things I've done in my life, if I did not apply this process, I wouldn't even be close. Not a chance. I know it because I've experimented. I've experimented not using the process for 1 month and seeing what happens. And then I experimented with doing the process for 1 month, night and day difference. One side, when I wasn't applying this process, if I still don't today, I still got to apply my own process every day and actually do what I'm mentioning in this manifestation accelerator. That month was like everything just did not work out. Some things did, most things didn't. If I applied the process every day for 30 days, everything worked out. It was like a magic. Things would come up, challenges would come up. It's not sunshine and rainbows. It's not like everything just, like glows in the, sun shining and there's no clouds or anything like that. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is everything just worked. It just worked out. Now, could you say, was that coincidence? No, because I tried it again. I experiment with this stuff. That's why I was able to put it into a really good system and process by now. From personal experience, it's not from books. It's not from YouTube videos. There's too many things that regurgitate. They watch a lot of Abraham and they try and teach about it, but look at their bank account or see their results, and they just haven't really used the information, I think, properly. So to answer your question directly, I don't know for everybody. For me though, personally, if I didn't apply the process, it would not have happened. Does the rain have to pour? I don't believe, this is a belief. I don't think it does. I don't believe in entrepreneurs needing to struggle. Now, I know a lot of people will believe in the opposite, that the entrepreneur struggle is real and all these things. It absolutely is at the start and things. Though, if you can accept the idea that business is easier and easier every day for you, it will come true. That like business starts to become easy, simple, and that you generate great results. If you start activating it in your field today, by the end of this year, business will be easy. I've had too many coincidences in my clients. I'm not talking about just me. I have hundreds of clients I've coached for many years now. And every time they apply it, stuff gets so good. They get results. And again, it doesn't always happen in hours. Sometimes it takes them a year to really get the huge results or looking for the dream home and dream things going on. But if I really strongly, if they didn't apply the process, they would be in the same place they were a year ago. I hope that helps, Jody. Again, it's just from personal experience, trying to share as much as I can from what I've experienced. Jen, good to see you on here as well. And I also see Amy and Bobby Jean. Great to see you. Glad you're here. Okay, any other questions out there from anybody? Creating another good one. Serious question. Isn't it enough to have faith in God to manifest? Yeah. Mm-hmm. What's faith in God? The ultimate manifestation process. It's the 4 steps. That'll make you think for a while. That's all the 4 steps are, is having faith in God, faith in the universe, faith in, if I put out there and I ask for what I want, it's going to happen. Though most people think faith is much different than really what it let me say this in a different way. Everyone has a different definition of what faith in God actually is or means. So if you're not getting results the way you want to consistently and predictably, there isn't enough faith. Now, that's a really tough thing also to say, because a lot of people will argue against that. They'll say their faith in God is extremely huge. And I'm sure it is. It definitely is. Though maybe when you attach it to business or money or physical tangible results, that faith isn't the same faith as believing in God. So there's different types of faith and different levels of faith within each area of life. The ultimate overarching thing that we're all doing is believing more. And if we're not getting the physical results that we are really desiring, it's the lack of belief and lack of faith in your imagination. And this process helps you create more faith. So it's an excellent question. You're right on with that. But we can all work on faith. If we doubt or have any worries in our mind, we don't have full faith in God and the universe. I know these are big things to say. I know I'm saying these big things. I don't want to come across as getting into religion or anything like that. But really what we're talking about is a higher power, higher energy, something that's within all of us, maybe, if you believe that. Nazarene, great to see you here as well. Said so excited I'm buying mine today. Great work, Scott. Absolutely, Nazarene. I'm glad you're getting into the program as well. I think you're going to be blown. You and Dina are going to be blown away by the content. As some of you have already mentioned, you've already watched the first module and you're blown away. Yeah, you said I hear you. So it's more about releasing my fears and doubts. Exactly. If we are saying we have full faith in God, but we're in fear most of our days, you can't have both. It's like saying, I'm thinking positively, but I have a lot of worries and doubts, and I'm thinking negatively of others or complaining. There's a catch-22. There's a difference here, right? You can't think both. I can't say I'm in a red pickup truck and then also say I'm in a blue pickup truck at the same time. They're like, are you in one or the other? Our mind's in energy field only really occupies one dominant state at a time. You're either really in faith or you're really more in fear, which is more doubt and worry than anything. Okay, Jody, you're starting to invoke something really, really deep. You say, and who or what is God? I don't think we'll go down that road now, but we do kind of cover these esoteric ideas in our coaching programs as well. That's a conversation that will inspire a lot. I love conversations of that nature. I don't think we'll get into that right now, though. Okay, really, really good. Kalani, you have a good comment there. Faith in yourself. That's an important part of the process. That's really supreme confidence and understanding in self. Let me grab my other drink. When I get on these Facebook Lives for like an hour and a half, 2 hours, I need a lot of water, a lot of nutrients, as you can tell. Sometimes I need a Kleenex, sometimes I need a bathroom. I am human after all, for sure. Okay, any other questions or anything you'd like to ask about, discuss? All these books are really saying the same thing. And, you think about even Think and Grow Rich here. My copy signed by the Bob Proctor himself. First time I met him, I was like, oh, I gotta get this signed. I have a lot of books I forgot were signed by Bob. They're like gifted over. And okay, so basically chapter 3 in this book is faith, right? One of the principles to get whatever you want. Manifestation Accelerator program is really all about inducing in more phases, I just mentioned. Big one in here that most people forget about is imagination. And page 113 of this edition, the deluxe version. Napoleon Hill, think about this. This was almost 100 years ago, exactly now. Well, Laws of Success were about 100 years ago, and then Think and Go Rich. The imagination is literally the workshop wherein are fashioned all plans created by man. The impulse, the desire is given shape, form, and action through the aid of the imaginative faculty of the mind. It has been said that man or woman can create anything which he or she can imagine. Pretty good stuff, right? So what he says in here is imagination is the workshop of the mind. In the Manifestation Accelerator program, we're just working in that workshop all the time. And I've just found creative ways to work in that workshop better. Find creative ways to make sure we are actually in that workshop consistently and predictably using it in the right way. Man or woman's only limitation within reason lies in his or her development and use of the imagination. That's a huge, bold statement he's saying. Man or woman's only limitation within reason lies in his development and lies in his or her development and use of their imagination. That's it. So if we can use our imagination correctly and in alignment with its higher power, you can start to really break down all of your limitations and do something even greater than ever before. And that's when things really go forward. Great. So that's why I said it when you get enrolled, a lot of you already are. So as you go throughout the membership site here in the Manifestation Accelerator, we're in the workshop of the mind and we're breaking down those limitations using the imagination constructively in your workshop. It's pretty cool stuff for sure. Mary says the Magic of Thinking Big is a good one too. Hell yeah, it is. David Schwartz, great book. Cool little electrolyte drink. Got it at Whole Foods. Jim asks, Napoleon Hill talks in that chapter on faith about love. Is it important to have a high vibration? Hell yeah, it is. Do you need love in your life? Basically, you're asking in order to reach infinite intelligence. Your source of love is here. That's the difference. No one person is your source of love, and that's where a lot of people get confused. Your source of love is within you, and your source of happiness is within you. That's why when you buy a new car, sometimes it can feel so awesome and everything, and then the next day you're like, oh, that was kind of cool, but I'm not that happy anymore. And a lot of things don't make you happy. They can aid in your happiness. But truly, when people are very, very happy and at peace, it's because they found happiness here. That's the basis of what we call self-love, finding a lot of love for this vessel, this being inside this body, yourself. So that's really the basis of love. That's what he's talking about in this faith chapter. It's not just finding it in others. I know what you're talking about, though. I know when you find love with another, that will help stimulate the creative energies. I know where you're going with that. But also, majority of where you're trying to go next, it sounds like, is just way more self-love here. Do your mirror work. Say, I love you in the mirror to yourself. Say, I'm here for you. I appreciate you. And that will help. Again, you're saying that to yourself in the mirror, and that will help stimulate more faith. One of the best things I ever did. First time I did it, I cried in the mirror. That sounds like, is it okay to cry? Hell yeah. Something needed to release. I didn't love myself, and that's what I really found out. Now I do, but that's why I cried in the mirror. Okay, really good. Just reading through your question here, Jody. We're talking about being the cause of our results versus being at the effect of circumstance, correct? So to become the true cause, do you find that we must come to a place of no mind in order to generate an original thought? I understand, I think, what you're talking about with no minds, but can you explain a little bit more, just so I can understand your thought process? Brenda, great to see you here as well. I hope you're well. I haven't talked to you in a while. Stephanie, great to see you. Nancy, also great to see you. I haven't talked to you in a while. Nick, hello there. Nick Corto. Hope you're well. Hope everything is going awesome for you in 2020. Hope to see you on TR soon. Jody says serenity. Got what you mean, yeah. That's what I figured, but place of serenity in order to generate an original thought, absolutely. You need to be in a place of peace. If you don't have inner peace and inner calmness, it's really hard to deliberately manifest because your thoughts are crazy. They're all over the place. I love my thoughts. I love sitting in silence. I love not having noise, no TV, no music, no nothing. I just want to sit and calm and quiet. Why? Because I can deliberately, my thoughts are pure, they're good. Not always. I have to try to empower those thoughts. There's some things that happen in life that rattle me a little bit here and there. You know, I have to do my best always as well. I'm not perfect at this process either as Bob Proctor or any other teacher out there for that sake. But really being at peace within helps you be calm, clear, and really be able to control and direct the thoughts and feelings the way you want them to be. So Jody, absolutely, I believe. Still mind. Yeah, great way of saying it as well. Serenity is calmness of mind, James Allen version. Calmness of mind is one of the beautiful jewels of wisdom. It is a result of long and patient effort and self-control, as a man thinketh. Okay. Jim says, if we write letters to big money and our big goal and our desired soulmate, can we tune into their frequency that way and start attracting it? It's like we send text message to the phone and get insights as response. Jim, I would get involved with this membership site. You're on to something, but there's still some things missing. I know that just because we've chatted back and forth in Messenger a little bit as well, so I know a little bit more about where you're at. I'll do whatever it takes to find, a way to get enrolled here. You have the right premise. You have the right idea, but there's a little bit more in depth that you need to do each week. That's why things have been a little slow. There needs to be an activation within so that you come to expect the result. That's a great exercise, absolutely, to tune yourself into the frequency, though there's a little bit more that needs to go into this to actually get the big money going. I would find a way to get enrolled, get involved. Because I can't explain enough right now to allow you to have big change. I can say the words, but after leaving this Facebook Live and coming back to real world life tonight, tomorrow, and the next day, the paradigm overtakes you. The old stuff overtakes you. That's why the membership site is built in a way that you dip into the content every 7 days and you can watch the video every day. So that it allows you to be in that frequency, allows you to stay in that place of energy and apply this activated energy. So, Jim, heck of a job doing what you've been doing so far. There's just a little bit, you need to go a little deeper, a little more of an activation, and that will be shown in that site as well. So I hope that makes sense. Provided the best I could process here and as much as I could, as much energy I could give to all of you on this Facebook Live, but as we all know, it's like if you buy the treadmill and you jump on it for an hour and a half, it's really damn good. You did great progress today. But all change comes over more and more time of consistency. And I wish it were the other way around where you could just watch a video and be like, got the result. Did this, got the result. That'd be an awesome thing. You brush your teeth one time and they're clean forever. This world is a creating or destroying phase all times. That's why we're aging. That's why our teeth, if we don't maintain them, they get yellow and gross. That's why if we don't take a shower, we stink and nobody wants to be around us. If our cars aren't maintained, they rust. Or if you're not living in the northern part, maybe they don't rust, but they don't function as well as they could have, right? So everything in this world has to be maintained, and same goes for our mind as well, our thoughts. Jill, good to see you joining in. Okay, everyone's still with me? Everything makes sense? Any questions here? Give me a quick thumbs up if everything was still golden and making sense. And type any more questions that you might have into the chat box there. Okay, Olivia, I know you're in as well, and a couple others, which is great. Okay, I'm going to be finalizing the Facebook Live here. So thank you to everyone sending light and blessings, to everyone that is here and available to absorb the hour-and-a-half Facebook Live that we did here. If you're watching the replay, I hope if you have any questions, so I'm still in the comment box there. I'll still be very attentive to that. And again, definitely get involved with our Manifestation Accelerator. Costs less than a dinner, and if you really follow the process, you follow the system here, you're going to win. And things are going to move, and things are going to really go forward for you. Only if you feel good about it. You don't need to do anything that you don't feel like doing. But I would go for it. I encourage you to do so. Why not? Why not get a little better at this manifestation process, this accelerated progress, really bringing what you want into your life and attracting those things into your life even better. I hope today's live was very helpful to you. I gave the best I could with all the information I possibly could fit in an hour-and-a-half, hour and 40 minutes worth of time. So definitely watch us over. Get involved with our Manifestation Accelerator program there. The link is right there in the comments box a few times at the very top there as well. And I'll see you on the other side in those modules as well, of course, in Facebook Lives this weekend. So, hey, we'll see you soon here. Thanks again for jumping on here, sending a lot of light and blessings your way. My speech is getting a little tough after an hour and 40 minutes, but great work on your side for being involved with your development, making yourself that much better and finding bigger and better answers as we move this thing forward. Hey, we'll talk soon and take care. Have a good night, everyone. And we'll see you also at the membership site.